Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Emily, your host today, and we're really excited to be digging into something vibrant and important here in the UK. South Asian Heritage Week. We'll be looking at the culture, the history, and, the incredible contributions South Asian communities have made. It should be a great discussion. And I'm thrilled to introduce our expert for this deep dive, Dr. Rajiv Malhotra. He's a cultural historian and lecturer at the University of Manchester. Welcome.
Thank you, Emily. It's a real pleasure to be here to talk about this.
Great to have you. And of
Yeah.
course, a big thank you to all of you tuning in to Westferry Times. Okay, so let's jump right in. South Asian Heritage Week. People might have heard the name, but maybe aren't totally clear on the details. Could you give us an overview? What's it all about?
Certainly. Well, you might see specific weeks, like the one the University of Kent holds in May, for example.
Hmm.
But generally, it's very closely tied to South Asian Heritage Month, which runs every year from July 18th to August 17th.
Ah, okay. So the week is part of the month. We're
Right.
connected.
Exactly. Closely connected. Think of the week sometimes as perhaps a more focused period within that larger time frame, though the dates can vary. Both the week and the month share the same core aim, basically to commemorate, mark, and really celebrate South Asian cultures, histories, communities, and crucially, how much they've enriched the UK.
Right. Celebrating those contributions. That makes sense. A concentrated burst, maybe, within the longer celebration. Now, I heard there's a specific theme for 2025.
Yes, that's right. And it's a really thought-provoking one, Roots to Roots.
Roots to roots. Okay, what does that tap into?
Well, it's designed to explore the journeys, the multifaceted journeys of South Asian communities. So looking at ancestral origins, the
Yeah.
roots, and then the different paths, the roots, which includes obviously physical migration, but also those more subtle journeys of integration and becoming part of British society.
I like that. It covers both the history and the present reality. Like,
Yeah.
the pioneers who first arrived and built lives here.
Precisely. It captures that whole narrative arc from origin to, well, to where communities are now.
Yeah, roots to roots really paints a picture. It makes you think about all those individual stories adding up. So during the week, what kinds of events and celebrations actually happen around the UK? How does this theme come alive?
Oh, you'll see a huge variety of things.
Yeah.
It really reflects the diversity within South Asia itself. Organizations like South Asian Arts UK, for instance, they're often very active. They host community programs, music, dance, poetry readings, art shows, lots of creative stuff inspired by the heritage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real focus on community talent,
Yeah.
showcasing creativity from the ground up.
Sounds fantastic. A real living expression of culture. Are there any sort of major flagship events people might know, big festivals?
Yes, definitely. One really prominent example is Boishaki Mele.
Ah, yes, in London.
That's the one, in Tower Hamlets. It's a huge celebration for the Bengali New Year, Pohela Boishak.
Okay. And what's the significance of the Bengali New Year itself?
Culturally, it's all about new beginnings, renewal, a really joyful time.
Yeah.
And the Mela itself, well, it's actually the largest open-air Asian festival in Europe.
Wow, really? Europe?
Yes, it attracts massive crowds, often over 80,000 people.
Goodness. What's it like?
It's incredibly vibrant. There's a big parade, lots of traditional music and dance performances, and naturally amazing Bengali food. A real sensory experience.
Sounds incredible. A proper feast for the senses.
Yeah.
So moving beyond the fun and the festivities, what's the deeper meaning, the cultural significance for the communities involved?
That's a really important question. On a deeper level, the week provides a vital space, a platform, really. It's an opportunity for South Asian communities to sort of reclaim their own history and strengthen their identity by sharing personal stories.
Reclaiming history. How does that work in practice?
Well, through sharing these narratives about ancestral journeys, the challenges faced, maybe discrimination, but also success and contribution, it allows for collective reflection. And it highlights the huge, often overlooked contributions these communities have made to Britain.
Making those contributions visible and ensuring they're part of the national story.
Exactly. And it's also about educating others, fostering understanding, and building, social cohesion.
Right. And what about the impact on younger people within these communities? Does it resonate with them?
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly important for intergenerational connection. For younger South Asians, the week can act as a bridge to their heritage.
Connecting them to their roots.
Precisely. By engaging with the events, the stories, the culture, they get a stronger sense of, well, who they are and where their family comes from. And that fosters pride, a sense of belonging, which in turn, hopefully encourages them to contribute positively to the UK's multicultural society.
Understanding your roots to help navigate your own route forward, that ties back nicely to the theme.
It does, doesn't it? It's all interconnected.
So, for our listeners who are hearing this and feeling inspired, maybe wanting to learn more or get involved, what can they actually do?
There are lots of ways, big and small. Attending events is obviously a great start. Just go and experience it.
Okay.
You could volunteer at an event if you want to be more hands-on. And if you have South Asian heritage yourself, sharing your own family story, even just with friends or colleagues, can be really powerful.
Yeah, that personal connection.
Definitely. And, workplaces or schools, community groups, they could host their own small events.
Mm-hmm.
A talk, a workshop, maybe a cultural showcase.
Good ideas, practical things people can do. Are there specific places people should look for information, websites, or resources?
Yes. The main hub is probably the South Asian Heritage Trust's website.
South Asian Heritage Trust. Yep.
They usually have lots of information, event listings across the UK, educational materials, things like that. It's a really good starting point.
Right.
And of course, keep an eye on social media. Lots of local events and community groups post updates there. You can often find things happening right in your area.
Excellent tips. Thank you so much for walking us through all of that. It's been incredibly insightful understanding the depth and vibrancy of South Asian Heritage Week.
It's been my pleasure. It's so important, I think, for us all to recognize and celebrate the different heritages that make up our society. We all benefit.
Couldn't agree more. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for this deep dive on Westferry Times. We hope it's given you a richer appreciation for South Asian Heritage Week and its significance here in the UK. Until next time, please take care and keep celebrating the amazing diversity around us.
Indeed. Goodbye.
And just as a final thought to leave you with, maybe take a moment today or this week to think about your own roots, your own heritage, your family's journeys, how they've shaped you, and how your story connects with the bigger cultural picture we're all part of. It's always a fascinating journey to explore.